Slime Media Sports / Hip Hop, but you one and only Mr. Slime Media right here. This right here is my reaction to a big trade by my Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks have traded Danilo Gallinari and 3 future first round picks for the San Antonio Spurs, Dejounte Murray. Wow, wow. Big trade for Atlanta Hawks. I know a lot of people are skeptic, have their own opinion on this trade. I'm finna give you mine, tell the truth, and tell y'all the truth about it. Like I said, I haven't done videos in a while because I said I was gonna do videos on free agency. I had to do videos on free agency, everything's happening free agency. And Dejounte Murray is like one of the big free agency splashes news that we've gotten so far this year because he's an all-star and everything like that. So, let me get straight to it and tell y'all my opinion on the free agency about the Hawks getting Dejounte Murray. First, I'm talking about the Spurs peddler. You can tell the Spurs are really on the pretty much a rebuilding. The Spurs, I wouldn't say tanking necessarily because Greg Popovich and all of them say we don't tank or nothing like that. I wouldn't say tanking. I would say pretty much they're pretty much rebuilding. It's time for them to clean up the team. They've been trying to be since the whole Kawhi Leonard fiasco and all that trade happened. They kind of haven't been the same since they've been to playoffs first, second round. That's it. But pretty much now they're in a straight rebuild mode. That's something that we're going for. They're going for the straight rebuild mode. DeJounte Murray's gone, so now pretty much they're going to have a bunch of young guys, and they're going to rebuild. And history has showed the Spurs know how to build. They know how to draft good players and build. History has showed Spurs dynasty, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Man Ginobili, Bruce Bowen. Y'all remember them, right? So, yeah. So definitely sure. They know how to draft. So that's like what the San Antonio Spurs they're doing now. They're pretty much, going for pretty much the tank, and they're not gonna just settle with just being mediocre. They're like, hey, we're gonna build through the draft and try to build this team for a championship in the next 6, 7 years. That's what they're on. So hey, the Spurs know what they're doing. They know how to draft. And Greg Popovich said he's cool with training Dejounte Murray, so he gave their blessing. So yeah, so that's from Spurs better because I think now Gallinari, I'm pretty sure, he's probably not going to stay with San Antonio. I think he has another year left on his contract or something like that anyway. He has an option. You could have picked up the Hawk, chose not to pick him up. I figured that Gallinari would probably go to a team like, I won't be surprised, like the Brooklyn Nets or even the LA Lakers. The Lakers get all the help they can get because Danilo Gallinari showed in the postseason last year. I mean, and last year and this season and this past season that he's definitely still a good shooter, a guy that can come off the bench and create buckets. So I believe he'll probably go to a championship team or so and all that, and be like a good shooter and a good role player over there. So I know he's a veteran, been in this league for some time now, Gallinari, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. He's not gonna stay with San Antonio. He just probably go somewhere and just be a good role player and be a good shooter off the bench. So you know definitely, what I'm saying, salute the guy now on his, future journey. But I feel like that's what the Spurs think. They're pretty much in straight rebuild mode, and they're trying to rebuild their roster, rebuild their team. Like I said, because after the Kawhi Leonard fiasco, they pretty much haven't been the same since then. So they're pretty much trying to, rebuild their roster and everything they do the draft. So I feel that's what they're going to do. Because they said this draft coming up this year, I mean next year draft that's coming next year is going to be bigger and better than this draft. So hopefully, like I said, they can get a lot of good players in the next year's draft and all that and build through there. So, because they said next year's draft is going to be real hard, real tough, going to be real good. So, let's hope so. So, but now to my Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks, man, hey, this is the biggest trade I've seen them get since they got Joe Johnson. I think that was almost, oh my goodness, like 15 years ago, I want to say, when we got Joe Johnson from the Phoenix Suns and that big trade, that big deal for Boris Diaw and all that. Who, Boris Diaw had been a good role player for the San Antonio Spurs for their dynasty and the championship once he left Phoenix and all that. But, I think to get to Dejounte Murray, that's the biggest move, the biggest trade the Hawks have made since the Joe Johnson trade that happened 15 years ago. So the Joe Johnson as well, doing his thing in the big three and all that. Joe Johnson did end up becoming a good all-star, good player and all that and everything like that. He wasn't a superstar, but he was definitely a good all-star. Definitely a good player for Atlanta. Everybody knows about ISO Joe and all that. He definitely got his name in Atlanta. Once he left Phoenix and came to Atlanta, became ISO Joe. That's how he really got his name and all that. And Joe just had a pretty much good, outstanding career. Didn't have a Hall of Fame career, but definitely had a good NBA career for sure. You'll definitely, be one of the guys you talk about when somebody say isolation. He was the king of being an ISO player and all that. So, to me, like, this is the biggest trade for them since then. So, in my opinion, I feel like they needed somebody to go with Trae Young. Trae Young, he was struggling definitely this past season in the playoffs in Miami. We were getting crushed by Miami. When Trae Young went to the bench, everything's a win. This Kababale, the offense did not know how to do anything like that. Now with Trae Young, if Trae Young goes on the bench, you got another guy like Dejounte Murray who can be aggressive, get to the hole, shoot a little bit, has a good mid-range jump shot. Doesn't have a three-point shoot, but could develop in time and get a three-point jump shot. but he's a guy that can facilitate, pass the ball, and everything like that. So you got another guy to go with Trey when Trey goes on the bench or anything like that, and can pretty much score the basketball. Also, as well, Dejounte Murray is, not like I said, not a shooter. He's a passer. He's a driver. So Trey Young can move outside the ball, move off the ball, can move off the ball and be set up for picks and stuff. I la Steph Curry, what Steph Curry was doing, over there in Golden State. Golden State Warriors just won a championship because y'all forgot one. Just won a championship a few weeks ago. So Trey Young can do that now with a guy like Dejounte Murray. Dejounte Murray, he can do that now. He can run off the ball and all that, get off screens and shoot and be wide open, everything like that. And Dejounte Murray also is a good defender. That's one thing Trey Young lacks. Hopefully he gets better in time and everything like that with his defense and bolts up a little bit with his strength a little bit, kind of like Steph Curry did as well. So, and all that. But, yeah, with Trey Young not being that much a good defender and all that, being a little smaller dude, Dejounte Murray can help out with all that, defending as well. So, that's going to be, like I said, that's going to be a big boost for Atlanta. This backcourt with Trey Young, Dejounte Murray can be like a top 3 backcourt in the NBA. Not just the Eastern Conference, but in the NBA. If they can really gel and go together. So, like I said, it's really on Nate McMillan. I thought Nate McMillan's time in Atlanta, definitely he got maybe a good few more years left in Atlanta being coach. If he don't bring them close to the championship, bring them to the NBA Finals, I feel like he's out. So, that's my take on that. But the Hawks, like I said, with this trade, they really gamble. I like this GM they got, Travis. He's not afraid to make those big moves. That's why I think a lot of the last GMs were afraid to make those big splashes, big moves, and give up a lot of pieces. I feel like this guy, Travis Salick, I forgot how to pronounce his last name, but Travis, the GM for the Hawks, he is not afraid to do that. He is not afraid to give up pieces, give up draft picks, gamble to win and make trades. That's why the whole thing with John Collins, I feel like how Atlanta Hawks aren't done. I feel like John Collins will be gone by the next few weeks and all that. We'll hear about John Collins going somewhere because it's like, we're paying a guy like John Collins all this money, but he showed last season, this past season in the playoffs, he's not really that kind of guy. I know he was hurt a lot this season and everything like that in the playoffs, but even last season, he kind of showed in that Milwaukee series. He couldn't carry the load when Trae Young was out or when Trae Young had got hurt the game before. He showed he didn't deserve no kind of max money and couldn't really handle the load and all that and everything like that. So I won't be surprised John Collins is gone anytime soon. I know his contract and all that, maybe people might not want him, but he's still a young player. I feel like a couple teams might gamble on him, might go after him and all that. So I feel like the Hawks aren't done. I feel like John Collins, man, if we somehow get, Phoenix to get Phoenix give up DeAndre Ayton for John Collins, woo-wee, that'd be the answer right there. Ayton and Capella together and all that. And you already got Trae Young, Dejounte Murray. Oh, please don't tell me you can't put the Hawks in the top East and all that. Definitely be up there with Boston if they get Ayton somehow. But I feel like I said, we can get a lot of moves, like I said, with John Collins in trade. Also, another guy I seen on Facebook posted saying we trade away John Collins to get Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, because everybody knows Miles Turner is on those Indiana's rebuilding as well, so they're trading for their players. If we somehow get Indiana to do that, take on John Collins' contract, that'd be something to do as well and all that. Getting Miles Turner, a center as well, that'd be good. And Buddy Hield, another guy come off the bench, because we still need guys off the bench. Losing down Gallinari is going to hurt us because we're also losing somebody off the bench that was a good player that provided points on the bench. Because now, like I said, you still got Bogey and you still got Herter coming off the bench as well. You do. That is good as well. You got Bogey and Herter come off the bench, but I feel like you still do need another firepower. At least 3 good bench players. You need like at least 3 good bench players if you're trying to win and want to win a championship. You got to have at least 3 good guys coming off the bench. So I feel like most definitely, if we somehow get, with John Collins still get another good player and all that, good role player or something like that, or another good big man as well, like that'd be, saying for sure, that put us definitely in a championship contending mode. Having, another big man, another good player coming off the bench that provide offense. Boy, Atlanta be stacked, and you got to watch out then. So I thought, the Hawks with this deal, they gambled. Hey, who knows and all that, but I feel like, effort was there, showed it. Dejounte Murray is a guy only 25, 26 years old in the prime of his career right now. I feel like for sure, this definitely puts Atlanta up there in the East and lets you know they're trying to get back where it was at last year when it was in the Eastern Conference Championship. 2 games away from reaching NBA Finals before they lost to the eventual champs, Milwaukee Bucks. So I feel like definitely Atlanta, I feel like both teams won this trade and all that as well. Both of them no losers in this. I know people say Atlanta, they gambled, but they gave away too much and all that. But I say, nah, man, Atlanta did what they're supposed to do. If you want to win, you got to take that gamble. I know sometimes you can gamble and lose, like what happened to the LA Lakers with trying to get Russell Westbrook, giving up all those pieces, and didn't work out for them. That's why they're in the situation they're in now, Lakers, with Russell Westbrook. But hey, sometimes you don't gamble and win. But hey, if you want to win, that's what you got to do. You want to be great, you got to gamble. you just content with being mediocre and not, getting trades or maybe just relying on draft picks or somewhat and all that and everything. You're always just gonna be kind of like in the middle or in the first, second round. It's hard to get good draft picks in the first, second round. It's rare you get those and all that, like a Draymond Green in the second round and all that and everything. So, if you want to be great, you got to gamble to get the great players, and that's what the Hawks just did to get Dejounte Murray. So this is looking like a dangerous backcourt with Trae Young, and Dejounte Murray, like looking like I like Golden State Warriors. I don't want to say it, but that's how it's looking. Somebody said at first when they had Kevin Huerter, they thought Kevin Huerter would be like that Klay Thompson and all that kind of stuff. Which Kevin Huerter is still a good player and all that he is, but he's more like good role player off the bench, somebody that can just provide you a couple points off the bench and all that. That's what him and Bogey are. So the Hawks have been looking for the longest of getting somebody to be like that co-star with Trae Young. And Dejounte Murray, he's a former All-Star. Like he has the potential and definitely can be that co-star with Trae Young and all. I think Bogey and Kevin Huerter, both are good players, don't get me wrong. Good players, good defenders as well. Not great, but definitely very good defenders. But they're good players that come off the bench and provide you points and all that. That's it for the most part. So, like pretty much with getting Murray now, that really gets us a solidified All-Star, good co-star to go with Trae Young, and makes the offense look totally different. Like it could do wonders for this offense with Trae Young. I can just imagine Trae Young moving out the ball, getting them screens, getting wide open threes. Whew, just nasty. Trae Young points can go up even further than he did last season. Further than he did this past season and all that. So man, wow. Like I said, man, I love this trade. The first big move in free agency, like the Atlanta Hawks. My Hawks did it. Dejounte Murray. Welcome to Atlanta, a la Rich Homie, a la JD. Welcome to Atlanta for sure, for sure. So, like I said, I can't wait. Another lot of big moves coming. Interesting what Bradley Beal's going to do. PJ Tucker, he might sign Philadelphia 76ers. I'm interested. Still what Indiana going to do with, not Indiana, what Phoenix going to do with DeAndre Ayton here. A lot of teams, Indiana, Minnesota, a lot of teams, after him. So, interesting to see what's going to happen with that. Along with Miles Bridges as well. See where he going to go, what might happen with him. So, I can't wait. This is probably the biggest free agency since I think before the pandemic hit back in 2019. I think this is the biggest free agency since then. So I can't wait, man. So that's what it's shaping to be. This is going to be the biggest free agency since then, since 2 years ago. So I can't wait. I'm loving it. I will continue to do videos right here on Slide Media Sports for all of it. I'm here for it. Like I said, I can't wait. Free agency starts in a couple of hours from now and all that. So I can't wait for the big deals and the big moves that's going to happen. So, like I said, it's Slide Media Sports /hip hop. Like I said, if you like the content, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button. You understand me, you know what I'm saying. But this Slide Media Sports and any other big NBA news and big free agency that's gonna happen, I'm here. I'm gonna be right here, tuned in, promoting it, doing all that, talk about right here on Slide Media Sports. I'm out. Y'all have a good night.